Hey everybody, with all the drones being talked about in New Jersey and everything, and I guess it's happening in a lot of other places, they're saying these things are as big as a car, some of them. Some they say are regular sized drones. But there's a lot of misinformation about drones. As a licensed 107 drone pilot, I see some politicians saying some things that kind of tee me off. I'm going to show you a video here by a congressman from Tennessee who's in charge of the Homeland Security Committee, I believe it is, and they held a hearing about the drones in New Jersey. And he went on this news program and said some things that kind of upset me. So I'll just play the short skit here of what he said that I think is very wrong.
You can't just go buy one of these things. Is there not? But maybe you can. Can anybody come out and buy a highly sophisticated drone that can fly 50 miles?
Absolutely. There are not restrictions on the size of a drone, right? So you could go and buy a drone that you can fly. I mean, there have been videos on YouTube. You can check it out. People building their own drones with multiple propellers, and then they hop in it and fly around like a hovercraft. So
if you can do it on YouTube, a Chinese spy can do it.
A Chinese spy can do it.
Now, he said that anybody can just go out and buy a drone. There's no size limit. Well, that's not true. Look at the FAA rules. Under 0.55 pounds or 250 grams, you don't need to register or license your drone. If you go above that, you have to register your drone. Even if you're just a hobbyist, you still have to register that drone. As Part 107, I have to register every drone I own. As a hobbyist, I can just register one time and cover all my drones. If you go above 55 pounds takeoff, that means equipped and everything, above 55 pounds, you have a different registration process. You have to do that through the mail. For me, as a recreational or Part 107 with a drone under 55 pounds, I can do it online. But if you go over that 55-pound limit, it's different. You get a different registration number, everything. And some of these they're talking about as big as cars. It's unbelievable to me that a lot of these could be unmanned. They may be. I mean, it's not impossible, but most of them I see that size are manned, and you have to have a special license for those. That is actually like an aircraft. You have to register and license that like an aircraft. You get a number like an aircraft. And the FAA knows every one of these. Now they can track me if they want to. Because with remote ID, my drone sends out a signal. If you have the right app, you can look at that and see where my drone is, who it belongs to, where I'm at, everything. Because of remote ID. Remote ID is basically like a license plate for a drone. It sends out that signal. This is a Phantom 4 Pro. I bought this back in 2018. It was top of the line drone for consumer at that time. There was one step above it for consumer. You could also get the Matrice, which was more for like film companies filming movies and stuff like that. A lot more expensive, lot different cameras. You had to buy the cameras separately, I do believe. And that was like a 30,000 drone. This one I paid about $2,500 with an extra battery. So like as the congressman said, it's not true that you can just go out and buy a drone the size of a car. And there are videos of people on YouTube with drones that they get on and fly, but those are under FAA regulations. Those are licensed with the FAA, and they can't fly very far. You might get maybe from what I understand, if you're lucky, a half-hour flight time. The Phantom 4 Pro here, they claim about 45 minutes flight time. You're lucky if you get 40 minutes. So I'm going to lift this up and show you the lights, how they work, because these drones have, that they're seeing in New Jersey and other places, even overseas they're seeing these, are have strobes like an aircraft, colored like an aircraft. And while I get this thing started and ready to go, I'm going to show you another video that shows how detectable these drones are.
A Brentwood, California man is facing federal charges after allegedly flying a drone over Vandenberg Space Force Base in Santa Barbara County. The U.S. Department of Justice says 39-year-old Yingpao Zhao was arrested at San Francisco International Airport on Tuesday as he was about to board a flight to China. Vandenberg Space Force Base is a critical site for the U.S. military and space operations, hosting satellite launches and missile testing. Its restricted airspace makes unauthorized drone activity a serious security concern. Officials say drone detection systems at Vandenberg picked up a drone last month. It reportedly flew for about an hour, reaching nearly a mile above the ground. They found it originated from a public area near the base. Security personnel tracked down Zhao, who was accompanied by another person, and found the drone hidden in his jacket. A search of the drone uncovered aerial photos of the base. Investigators also say Zhao had searched online for Vandenberg Space Force Base drone rules and messaged somebody about modifying the drone to fly higher than its normal limit. Zhao, a Chinese citizen and lawful permanent resident of the United States, had returned from China in February of 2024. The person with him reportedly arrived in the U.S. just days before the incident. If convicted, Zhao could face up to 4 years in federal prison. The FBI is continuing to investigate.
Now, if this guy from China flew over a secure area one time, they said for about an hour, and they was able to track him down. They was able to track that drone down and track him down and arrest him before he got on an airplane to China. Same thing would happen to me. If I did that, if I flew over restricted airspace with this drone, they could track me down and take me to jail. Now this one does not have remote ID, but by US FAA law, I'm supposed to buy a module that has remote ID on this before I can fly it legally in the US. I'm in the Philippines, so I'm not under American law right now. So I'm going to get this up in the air and we'll point at the lights for you. On the front, you have two red lights. On the back, you do have two flashing green lights. Now, I can control that by one way. To keep it from interfering with any film, when I'm filming video, when I hit record, like I'm going to do right now, the red lights in front go off, and all I have is the flashing green lights on the back. And it's been a while since I got to fly this drone, so I'm going to give it a quick flight around. I really love this drone. And I'm at it, get some video and compare the video on the two. Now you hear it sound like a bunch of bees flying around. Top speed on this thing is probably about 45 miles an hour. So you see that flight was probably less than 10-15 minutes and my battery was at 3/4. So they're saying these drones in New Jersey are staying up in the air for hours at a time, 4 hours at a time. I don't remember exactly what, but a lot longer than a commercial drone can fly. Now this drone is the Mavic 3 Pro. I bought this 2 years ago. It was newest tech at the time. This one has remote ID built into it. So if I take off, somebody with the correct app, you can get the app downloaded. They see a drone, they can look at that app and see who this drone belongs to, where I'm at flying it, everything. And this is something you cannot turn off. Now, maybe somebody could hack it and do that, but I haven't seen it happen yet. It's not impossible, I guess. Both these drones also have geofencing. Now what geofencing is, if I come close to a restricted area, military base, something like that, they will stop or land. Because I know of a guy who was flying, he went into restricted place, airspace, and his drone landed in water. He lost his drone because it landed. And they do have these where they will not take off if you're in restricted airspace or close to an airport, especially this one. So if I take this to the military bases near where they're flying these drones in New Jersey, where everybody's talking about, this drone would not go into that airspace. It would either land or come back. There's also technology where if you go into an area you're not supposed to be, they have technology that can take control of that drone, bring it to them, find out who it belongs to, make it shut off, crash, and they do have technology that can disable a drone in the air without affecting other aircraft. Get this one started, get it up in the air, and I'll let you see the lighting system on it. It's cloudy today, overcast. It's not dark. What they're seeing most of these drones in the dark, but you get the idea. Now these lights are not as visible really as the ones on the Phantom 4. You can only see them if you're behind or in front pretty much, because that's where they're located. But again, you have white steady or red steady lights on the front, flashing green lights on the back, so that way you can orientate it. And just like the other one, I have it set so if I turn the camera on and start video, the front lights go out, the red lights. And all I have is actually this one, all the lights go out. This one also does have landing light on it. There's a bright light in the bottom that when I come to land will come on, or after it gets so dark, I guess. Because I don't turn it on or off, it just comes on and off that automatic. So I'm going to take this for a quick ride around. Same as the other one, they claim about maybe 4 miles. I've never taken it that far. Like I said, you're not supposed to go beyond line of sight. So give her a quick fly around. I am traveling at 33 miles an hour, full speed. So max speed on this is about 45 if I go into sport mode. I'm 1,500 feet away at a height of 169 feet. So you're not going to take one of these and fly more than a few miles. More than 2 or 3 miles. That's going to be your max. And legally, you're supposed to have your eyes on it at all times. Now, if you look at the FAA regulations on unmanned aerial systems, UA as they call them, unmanned aircraft, the police, the government, everybody has to register their drones, just like I do. And like the police have to be 107 licensed, just like I am. Only ones that they do not have to register is the military. These, if they're drones or manned aircraft, whatever they are, I believe this is military, because if it's true, all these people are saying, well, we don't know what it is, FBI doesn't know what it is. The military's doing this and not telling the public. Just like in Tonopah, in Las Vegas, Nevada, when I lived there in the mid to late 80s, they were testing the F-117A stealth aircraft. People were reporting seeing strange aircraft in the air all the time, and they never said a word. They were flying this thing, and they never told the public what was going on until they declassified the aircraft and came out and told everybody about the F-117A. Same thing is happening here, I believe. This is not foreign adversaries, I don't believe. You mean to tell me you're going to let foreign adversaries come on and fly around secure areas without doing something about it? No, that's not going to happen. Just like the Chinese guy flew over restricted airspace over a military base. He went to jail within weeks, 2 weeks of that happening, because he did that November 30th. They tracked him down before he got on the flight to China. So you're not going to tell me that the government does not know what's going on here. They have to know. I seen one stupid congressman come on and said, well, Iran's got a mothership and they're off the coast and they're flying these every night from the mothership.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America.
There is not any truth to that.
Those claims, though, quickly debunked by the Department of Defense.
There is no Iranian ship off the coast of the United States, and there's no so-called mothership launching drones towards the United States.
Where the hell's this mothership? How big is it? And how's it sitting out there all this time? I call bullshit. This guy, some of these politicians are so enormously stupid. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just make crap up half the time, I think, or they don't do enough to research to know that there is a restriction on the size of drones that you can go buy off the shelf, the consumer drones. There's a restriction on sizes. You have to register and all this. It's ridiculous. So that's my little rant about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.